I want you to pause for a second. Take a look at this. You are seeing the wealthiest human being alive admitting that money cannot solve an internal crisis. When you first saw that post, you might have thought, well, obviously, you might have dismissed it as a moment of celebrity vulnerability, a rare glitch in the perfect world of the wealthy. But this isn't a modern glitch. It is an ancient echo. That exact same pattern of emptiness was captured in Hebrew text 3,000 years ago. It looks like a coincidence, a billionaire having a bad day. But if we sit with it, we realize we aren't looking at a new psychological crisis. We are looking at a recurring human condition. We all know King Solomon as the wise guy from the ancient stories, but the surprising truth about his personal diary, the book of Ecclesiastes, is rarely told. It isn't a depressing rant from an old man. It is the final logbook from the most expensive experiment in human history. Today, we are going to gently peel back the layers of that logbook to reveal what he actually found out about happiness and why Solomon's 3,000-year-old voice feels more alive right now than anything else on your screen. To connect today's billionaire fatigue with Solomon's ancient secret, we need to step back into the shadows of the story. Let's go back to 970 BCE. Israel is standing at an unimaginable economic zenith. The scriptures tell us that in Jerusalem, gold was as common as the stones in the street. Solomon wasn't merely wealthy. He possessed a kind of abundance that is almost impossible for us to fathom today. Try to imagine a reality with absolutely no limits, no financial constraints, a world where the king holds absolute power and endless resources. But amidst all this glittering excess, there was a profound problem we often overlook. The human vessel wasn't built to hold that much liquid gold. Forget modern hardware and software for a moment. Think instead of the human soul trying to absorb infinite input, endless wealth, boundless pleasure, limitless projects. It was simply too much. The vessel cracked under the weight of its own abundance. Solomon hit an invisible, terrifying wall. He possessed the means to do, buy, or build anything his heart desired. Yet he came to a horrifying realization. The more he consumed, the emptier he felt. This isn't just a dusty historical footnote. It is perhaps the first recorded instance of that stubborn psychological reality where we adjust to new wealth so quickly that it ceases to bring us joy. Solomon was facing a crisis of meaning so deep, it makes a modern midlife crisis look trivial. This brings us to the core of the mystery, and it begins by correcting a mistake that has echoed for centuries. If you open your Bible to Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 8, you will read a famous, melancholy summary. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. But that English word, vanity, leads us astray. It suggests arrogance, pride, or perhaps something hollow and fake, like a movie set facade. But the word Solomon actually wrote in Hebrew is far more physical and far more fleeting. The word is Hevel. Hevel doesn't mean meaningless. It translates to vapor, smoke, or a mere breath. Slow down for a moment and picture this. Imagine walking through a thick morning fog. It is undeniably real. You can see it hanging in the air. You can feel its dampness against your skin. It is there. But now, try to grab it. Reach out and close your fist tight around the fog. When you open your palm, what is left? It's gone. That is the sensation of Hevel. Solomon isn't saying life holds no meaning. He is saying that life is elusive. He is warning us that trying to find permanent, solid satisfaction in an achievement, a purchase, or another person is like trying to handcuff a cloud. It seems there is a law of diminishing returns woven into the very fabric of our reality. We have all felt it. The moment you finally grasp the thing you were convinced would secure your happiness, the satisfaction evaporates. It turns to vapor in your hands. It is hard for us to accept this ancient truth because our entire modern world is built on the promise that you can catch the smoke if you just buy the right net to hold it. Solomon ran that experiment with limitless resources, and his final report consisted of just one word: Hevel. Now, you're probably thinking, life is vapor, a fleeting breath, and this gives a sense of heaviness. It sounds depressing. You might wonder why you should even care about an ancient king's existential crisis. But if we pause and look closely at our own lives, we realize something startling. We aren't just reading about Solomon's experiment, we are already living inside it. In the second chapter of his journal, Solomon writes one of the most chilling sentences in history: "I denied myself nothing my eyes desired." Imagine the sheer scale of that statement. He constructed massive systems to water lush gardens in the desert. He planted entire forests. He surrounded himself with unimaginable luxury, acquiring 700 wives and 300 concubines. He experienced the absolute peak of human sensation. But then we get to verse 11, the crucial turning point. He writes simply, "Then I looked." The Hebrew word used here isn't a casual glance. It implies a deep, prolonged, staring contemplation. Imagine him standing on a balcony overlooking everything he had built, the noise of the kingdom fading away. In that silence, he finally truly looked at the result. And what did he find? A chasing after the wind. The profound secret buried here isn't that wealth is evil. The Bible never makes that claim. The secret is that while money is neutral, human desire is infinite. Solomon's journey revealed a fundamental mismatch in the human condition. You cannot fill a spiritual void with a physical object. It is the wrong kind of sustenance. It's like trying to charge your iPhone by putting it into a furnace. It's the wrong kind of power. This brings us to the second layer, the hidden mechanism. If we accept that life is Hevel, smoke that we cannot control, it's easy to feel a sense of vertigo. Is this ancient king just teaching us nihilism? Is the lesson simply that nothing matters, so we should just give up? Slow down, breathe, because right here, in the depths of his frustration, the tone shifts completely. Buried in the middle of this seemingly dark journal, Solomon offers a quiet, radiant alternative. He discovers that the only way to actually enjoy existence is to stop trying to chokehold the vapor and simply open your hands to receive the moment while it is here. Listen to what he writes in chapter 3. He says the ability to eat, drink, and find satisfaction in our work, this is the gift of God. Let that single word hang in the air for a moment. Gift. This is where our modern programming clashes violently with ancient wisdom. We have been trained to believe that happiness is a wage. We think, if I put in the hours, if I hit the metrics, I earn the right to be fulfilled. We treat joy like a paycheck we are owed. Solomon gently dismantles that idea. True satisfaction, he argues, isn't something you demand from the universe in exchange for your labor. It is a grace. You cannot manufacture it on an assembly line of effort. You can only position yourself to receive it. We spend our lives straining, trying to force the door to happiness open with brute effort. Solomon is suggesting that the door is already unlocked. We just have to stop pushing and turn the handle. We are so obsessed with the massive milestones, the acquisition, the public victory, the viral moment. We think that's where life finally happens. But the ancient text reveals that the meaning is hidden in the fleeting breath of the ordinary, the taste of a dinner shared with friends, the color of a sunset you actually stop to watch, a quiet moment of rest. The fact that these moments pass quickly, that they are Hevel, isn't a design flaw. It is the point. The fleeting nature of the smoke forces our hands open. It prevents us from hoarding the gift and compels us to look up and trust the giver, God. So, how do we hold this ancient reality in our modern hands? Let's bring it back to right now. The next time that headline scrolls past on your phone, the one about the tech mogul who has everything but feels nothing, or the next time you open your own banking app and feel that familiar, quiet tightening in your chest, try just for a moment not to see those things as failures. Try not to see them as glitches in the system. Try to see them as evidence of the design. You are witnessing Hevel in real time. You are seeing the smoke for what it is. This isn't just ancient history echoing from a dusty scroll. This truth is a stabilizing anchor for navigating the immense, crushing pressure of our current moment. And perhaps the greatest grace in all of this is that you don't have to be King Solomon to understand it. You don't need limitless wealth to learn this lesson. You don't need to crash your own life against the rocks of excess just to find out that the vapor cannot be held. You have the logbook. You know the ending. In our next video, we're diving into why the story of Jonah isn't really about a whale and why that specific detail is trending in archaeological circles again. You won't want to miss that. The truth is hidden in plain sight. If this different perspective on Solomon's shifted something for you today, if it helped quiet the noise even a little bit, please consider supporting this work. Like and subscribe so we can continue these explorations. If you want to keep uncovering these hidden realities with us, you are welcome here. Before you go, I want to leave you with a question to sit with this week. What is the smoke in your own life right now? What is that thing you have been chasing, convinced it will finally bring you peace, only to find it evaporating every time you get close? If you feel comfortable, share it below. Let's witness that together. Thank you for watching.